Hey everybody, let's do the back at school dance, woo woo! So yes, we're back at school, we're in a dorm room, and this week, get excited because we're talking about tickling. So we're just gonna jump right into it. Tickling is pretty much a mystery, and in fact it has its own field of psychological and biological research dedicated to it. Yeah, seriously. Tickle research. Scientists have divided tickling into two categories. There's gargalesis, great name, the kind of tickling that provokes a laughing, squirming response. And then there's nismesis, the ticklish sensation that is provoked by something light running over your skin like a feather. Now, the biggest question posed by tickle researchers is whether tickling is a social behavior or a reflex. In order to answer this question, researchers have determined that the laughter provoked by someone tickling you is psychologically different than the laughter provoked by humorous jokes or situations. In addition, a laughter response can be provoked by a neutral word if it has been associated with a tickle action, like Pavlov's dogs. Both of these facts go a long way to suggesting that tickling is in fact a reflex. The evolutionary underpinning of this reflex is hypothesized to be because your abdomen is a very important place to protect during combat. You know, all the important stuff's in there, like organs. So it's hypersensitive, and when someone startles us, our reaction is to protect it. So that explains why people are ticklish or just hypersensitive to touch in the abdomen or even in the underarm area. They're areas that need protection. The laughter response is probably more of a social cause. Children and babies very much enjoy being tickled by people they love. It's a kind of bonding experience, a way for people to experience a positive moment together. It's especially a bonding experience because since those areas are so vulnerable, you're trusting someone to be safe with them. Though if some boy you kind of don't really know comes up and tries to tickle you, this is my face. I'm not responsible if I knee you in the balls. It was a reflex. So while the being ticklish part is an evolutionary reaction to protecting important areas, the laughter part is probably more of a social issue. So that was gargalesis, or laughter-inducing tickling. With light touch tickling, or ninesis, being tickled by something light running over your skin is probably a response to wanting to brush off insects or harmful parasites. If something's crawling on your skin, you kind of want to get it off, which is why it feels a little ugh when someone tries to do that with something that's, not an insect or a parasite. Another big question in the field of tickling is why we can't tickle ourselves. Scientists think that this is because a big part of the reaction to tickling is a startle response, and you can't really sneak up on yourself. Your brain and body knows the tickling is coming, and it knows that you're not a threat to it, so it's not hypersensitive. As to why some people are ticklish and some people aren't, it's just a matter of some people's skin is more sensitive than others. According to studies conducted by these tickle researchers, most adults don't like being tickled, whereas children and babies genuinely enjoy it. This is probably because children and infants don't have a fully developed awareness of social norms, especially not a fully formed concept of personal space, and so an invasion of that personal space, like tickling, isn't perceived as a threat or doesn't make them uncomfortable, whereas with adults, we've kind of developed that bubble, and if somebody comes into it, it's a little disorienting and creepy. Don't sneak up and tickle people. It's not fun. So that was a really fun subject. Thank you to this awesome Tumblr user for this week's question. Like on Facebook, follow on Twitter and Tumblr. You can read the official WordPress blog. All of those links are down in the doobly-doo. I hope you guys are having a great start to school in the fall, or if you're an adult, just keep on doing your adulty thing. Next week, beards. Thank you so much for watching, and until next week, don't forget to pack your lunchbox. Ba-da-da-da-da-bum-ba-dum.